Everybody, and welcome back at Like a Pro. It's a pleasure to be here with you. I can see so many familiar faces in the chat. Nursh, nice to see you. Sean, Sam, and Nalan, Steve saying ciao. Ciao, Steve. I missed our Italian classes. How's it going, everybody? I'm so super excited to be here with you for this Like a Pro. Today, we're going to be working together on creating a LinkedIn banner background for your LinkedIn profile in order to make sure that we stand out from the crowd. And of course, we do that like pros. So if it's the first time here at Like a Pro and you're joining perhaps Adobe Live and you're wondering, what is this show about? Well, at Like a Pro, we work together creating graphics, which could be social media or logos, anything that will help you to make your business stand out, or maybe you're just launching a side hustle and you just wanted to make sure that you get noticed, or in this case, maybe you're changing career, looking for a new job, and you really want to make sure that your LinkedIn profile stands out. So we are going to be here together having fun and creating professional looking graphics using the wonderful Adobe apps. Today we're going to be using Spark. Again, Like a Pro is here every Thursday. And if you know the designer and you're starting right now, that's the perfect place to be in order to learn how to create professional graphics together. So you are definitely in the right place. I can see Steve in the chat, Sean, Jack Watson. Again, let me know in the chat where you are watching from. If you already know me, you know that I'm based in Manchester, UK, and you can see behind me here, this background is actually not far off from my house. It's just about like 10 minutes drive, 50 minutes drives from my house. And I'm in Manchester, UK, where the weather now is getting cold. But please let me know where you are watching from. And remember, if you're watching from YouTube, the best place to head is b.net/Adobe Live. So that's where I can read your comment, read your chat. I can see a few comments going on in YouTube, but it's very far away on my screen. So if you want to join, and I will love for you to join and to spend this time together, please head on behance.net/live so I can say hello to you. And of course, I can read your questions. This is also a very important time here to join the wonderful Adobe Live community. This is a safe space where we learn together. I learn a bunch of stuff all the time that I'm here. I'm always very excited to share my time with you. So I'm just going to go ahead and refresh the chat and see if there is any other question real quick before we jump into my computer. And hopefully we get there. George, there we go. Finally, we get the chat going with Sean from Germany. Yes. Rebecca and fantastic. I had to enable. Oh, ich liebe Deutschland. Sean, that's perhaps as much as I can see in German. Let's keep the chat in English so I make sure that I can read your questions. Fantastic, lovely to see you. But we have also South Africa in the house. Amazing, really exciting. Right, so before we get started, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into my screen real quick because there are some freebies. As usually, I try my best to give you as much as I can in terms of free templates and anything else that you guys might use. So if you head to my website, iamclaudy.com/freebies, or just simply if you head on my website, iamclaudy.com, and then select freebies, from here you'll be able right away to access an updated version of the social media cheat sheet. And you know, I create social media all the time, but I do not remember the size. And we're going to go ahead first and jump into Spark because we're going to learn these sizes really soon. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and download it myself, because as you can see, we also have some LinkedIn sizes, which we're going to be using. I think that they are on this page over here. And that's what we're going to be creating. We're going to be creating a background image. So we already know that the size that we're looking for is 1584 by 396 pixel. We're gonna go back and jump into it. But if you haven't done yet, make sure to head on spark.adobe.com. That's the wonderful hub that is gonna help us to create all these wonderful graphics. And we have less than 30 minutes, so we better start to get working. Let's see, in the chat we have Kansas, we have Annika, nice to see you. Who else? We have Steve from New Zealand, Julie Case. I'm brand new. Is this good stream for beginners? Absolutely. That's a fantastic stream for beginners. That's a way to start and jump right into creating some graphics using Adobe Spark. So Julie, you are in the right place. Today, as I said, we're going to create a LinkedIn banner using Spark. So head to spark.adobe.com. You can see Sam has already placed a link in the chat, so you can go ahead and click on the link in order to open Spark. Once you open Spark, you'd see that we have so many different sizes already there. Like Facebook, we use many of them. We already use the Instagram stories. But what if we're going to create we want to create something that is not listed into our templates. Also, if we go to the little plus icon, usually you can access many more other sizes. And if you click on view all, you have the most popular and way of growing your business and creating social media graphics for your business and your brand and personalize it. But if we head back to the home page, you see that we have different points. So here we can create a custom size graphic. All if we click on the plus icon from the left, here also says custom size graphic. Either or, that both will take you to the landing page in which you can input the size. And that's where the cheat sheet come handy, because I don't know who does, but I don't remember numbers. I'm also dyslexic, so hopefully that cheat sheet will help everybody here. And as I said, is 1584 by 396. So all we have to do is simply to input the size in here, and 396. Hopefully they are correct. Let's go ahead and double check. Fantastic. Looks like I've done a good job here. So again, here you can put any size that you want. That's the beauty of create custom graphics. Once you're happy with the size, and I'm going to zoom in so everybody can see. And again, if you just jumped into the chat, again, imcloudy.com/freebie will take you to the PDF that you can download, and you can have access to all the sizes updated for 2021. Once you selected your custom size, click on next. And as you can see, Adobe Spark is loading the artboard of the appropriate size, which is going to be perfect for our LinkedIn background. Carol, nice to see you in the chat. Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us here. Right, so the first thing that you want to see here in Spark is that we do have access to different templates, which are fantastic, especially now that there is a spooky season is coming. So if you're having an Halloween party, maybe that's what we should be doing pretty soon. Maybe we can do like a flyer for some Halloween parties. As you can see, there are so many different templates here. All you have to do is to use a keyword, and then you'll be able to find the best background for you. And we have so many back to school also template, which are pretty cool. But today I'm going to show you how to start from scratch, at least in creating your background. Now, as you can see here, we have I'm going to zoom in so hopefully you can see it a little better. We have like a line that determines the background. That's exactly the size that we have placed before. So this is going to be the banner that goes behind our LinkedIn profile. And I'm going to jump real quick on my LinkedIn. So I'm looking to update this banner here at the back. Fantastic. So once we go back into our post, the first thing that we're going to be adding is a background. As you can see, mine is pretty colorful. You can choose whatever background you want, but most important, all you have to do here is to select and either browse Adobe Stock or your own libraries, or even your own Adobe Lightroom photos. But what I found super exciting here is that we have access to free photos. So all you have to do here is to type in a keyword. So for example, if you are, I don't know, a pizza maker, all you have to do is to use the keyword pizza. And once you select it, you'll see a bunch of free photos about pizza. In my case, I like colorful stuff, and I think that a background that doesn't get too much in the way of the information perhaps should be the best way to go. But again, there is no right or wrong. That's completely up to you. I'm here to show you that you have access to these wonderful free photos. But for my personal choice here, I will go ahead and type the word gradient. because I just would like to keep it within the theme. And as you can see, we have many different gradient effect. We have this wonderful, almost like smoke effect. We have sky, and also we have this bokeh effect here, which I kind of like. I think that's really cool. So all you have to do in order to insert the image is just to click once on the image. Perhaps let me jump on the other side so you can actually see all the images here. So that's the image that I selected, is this bokeh effect, and also gives you an idea of the person that has uploaded. So Padrinan, let's give it a shout out for giving us access to this wonderful photo. Once you add the image, all you have to do is to click at one of the corner of the bounding box from the image. And again, I'm going to zoom in so you can see these little circles here. And then simply click and drag one of the corner, and you'll see the image will be automatically scaled, just like so. And then once you scale your image, you can go ahead and move it as much as you prefer. Now, if you wish to keep the image into the background so it doesn't, get selected, and it just give you a chance to preserve the image, you can add it to the background simply by sliding it here. And as you can see, we can still move it, but then it's going to kept into the background. So it's going to be part of our background layer. And we know for sure that this asset is going to be at the very, very back of our graphic. Also here, you can rotate your image. You can flip it if you want. And you can also scale it proportionally, just like we did. Once you're happy with your background, of course, you can go ahead and replace it. If you see there is a little button for replace, you can click on replace and then select any other image that you want. I was actually quite happy with the one that we had. So I'm going to go ahead and replace and select the one that we had, because I think that was just give us a nice touch of color, but at the same time is nice and subtle as well. And talking about subtle, if you want to, you can also blur the image simply by clicking here on blur. And I'm going to jump right back on the other side of the screen. So here, using the blur slider, we can perhaps just use the colors here, and you can do that really with any image. That's actually super cool. I'm gonna go ahead and show you that with these clouds. So if you have the clouds images here, and as you can see, it's gonna place it on top because we have our bokeh effect as a background. So that's preserves our bokeh effect as the background. But let's see, we love this gradient of the clouds. So you really want to use these colors, but perhaps you do not want the definition of the clouds. Well, first of all, I'm going to go ahead and close here the free find photos, and then I'm going to go ahead and activate the blur. And as you can see, once we start blurring, we lose the definition of the photo. So we lose the actual cloud of image, but we keep the beautiful gradient. So, maybe we can keep that. That's actually quite lovely. Again, up to you. There is no right or wrong. It's all about creating the right graphic for you. You can see Karen Lewis in the house. Karen, nice to see you. And actually, since Karen is here, that's a fantastic reminder to give a shout out to Adobe Max. If you haven't done it yet, make sure to join and register at max.adobe.com, the creative conference of the year, free online, free for all. There's going to be a ton of things going on here, labs, session, creatives, experts. This is just a blast. So go ahead and register. It's a fantastic opportunity. All you need is an email. So go ahead and sign in and register. And if you want to learn more about my sessions, and one of them is Karen as well, feel free to head on iamclaudy.com/max2021. And from there, you're going to be able to browse all different sessions in InDesign, Photoshop, Illustrator, and the session here at Adobe Live that will be hosted by Karen, where we're going to be discovering the new features of the apps. So remember, max.adobe.com to register, or you can also jump on my website and also register on the different session that I'm going to be teaching during Max. But there are so many other wonderful speakers. Karen is just one, besides Tony Harmer, Mark Keeps, so many wonderful speakers. But let's go back here and finish up our banner. So we have a background. Again, completely up to you. Which one do you want to use? We can keep this one, or again, what if we change our mind? That's the beauty of working with Spark. You don't have to commit to any particular design. If you change your mind and maybe you want to go back to the bokeh, you want to show to Karen the bokeh effect that we were working before, all you have to do is simply delete. And once you delete it, we go back to our background, because we did fix our bokeh effect. Bokeh effect? How do you even pronounce it? Can someone help me there? I don't even know how to pronounce it. But this wonderful, colorful effect, we can keep it there in our background. Right, so once we're done with the background, it's time to move on the text. Once we go ahead and select the text tool from the toolbar here, from the screen, we can see that we also have different style of text that are already created and ready for us to edit. And today I'm gonna be using some of those just to show you that you can do so much with this text. So I'm gonna go ahead and trying to find something that is appropriate for our LinkedIn profile. Again, as you can see, there are so many. That's super exciting. I don't even know which one to choose. Let me see if you have, I actually like this computer window. Again, like we did before, all you have to do is to click once and it will be automatically added. It will match your color scheme. That's the beauty. Oh, bokeh, Harry, thank you so much. Oh, bokeh. Thank you. I love that you put it correct way and I managed to pronounce it wrong. Right. So again, once you put the text, all you have to do is to scale it if you wish. And then as you can see, this is a group. That's why if you struggle to access the text, I would strongly recommend to click once. And once you can see here where it says edit group, you'll be able to ungroup. And then if you wish, ungroup again. And I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in, and again here double click in order to edit the text. I'm gonna write something like get in touch, because that's what we want from someone that looks at our profile. And all you have to do here to make sure that the text fixed in a line is to click and drag our text box to make sure that we can create a text box that is big enough for our text to fit in. Or we can also get the text smaller and then again resize the text just like so. And you can also resize it by dragging the corner of the bounding box. Fantastic. Now, instead of all this information, again, all you have to do is to click once on the text and then again, go ahead to the box. And here, what I'm going to do is just to type my social media account. So I am Claudia. And then what else we can do here, which is super cool, is perhaps go ahead and add some icons. So again, everything is already ready for us there on Spark. All you have to do is to select the right tool. So we went through images, then we went through text. Now we are on the icons. And here, I don't know why there's a singer in there. No, I'm not a singer. All I have to do is perhaps type Instagram, whatever icon you're looking for, and select the icon that is the most appropriate for you. So we have the Instagram icon, and also that's the same handle for my Twitter. So I can also use Twitter. At least I have two different point of contact. So here we have the two little icons. We can go ahead and select it. And again, you can select both by holding Shift. And if you want, you can group them. Or before doing that, maybe we can change their color, and we can use the little eye picker to make sure that we use the same color of the text, just like so. Or you otherwise, can choose whatever color you want from your current palette or create a brand new color if you wish. And again, same here for our little birdie for Twitter. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that is the same color there. Fantastic. Again, I'm going to go ahead and group these two different icons. Maybe we want to align them first, so make sure they're aligned and then group them. And this will allow us to move them together pretty easily. So we got our little icons here and our handle. And as you can see, I made sure that everything was sitting on the side of the screen where the image is not there. As you can see, we have the image on one side. So we want to make sure that we remember and take that in consideration once we create our banner. But then what happened? What if you really like what you've done there, but then the graphic with the window is a little bit too much, but you were liking the font? Well, again, that's pretty easy. You can, first of all, perhaps download this version as a JPEG. So go ahead and click and start to download it. So you already saved the version of this file, and you can place it wherever you want on your desktop. I'm going to just write LinkedIn background version 1 and click on save. But then if you want to create a different version, all you have to do here is perhaps to delete this first item. And then, of course, let's go ahead and make sure that we give it a color that we can actually will be able to see in contrast. I'm just going to go ahead and choose black just because I don't want to run out of time here. So we make sure that we can actually read our text. Again, the contrast, I'm going to go ahead and write everything in black. And here it is. We created another version. And again, we can go ahead and download it so we can try both of these versions. So this is going to be my version number 2. And those are ready to be uploaded for our in our LinkedIn profile. And if you want to go ahead and add more details, something that I thought that was quite cool. I really like that text lookup over there, which is not this one, but again, can go ahead and delete it, was the definition. So I think that's really cool. I think that was the definition of dream. Again, here the same. You can go ahead and edit it by ungrouping it. I always suggest to ungroup first, and then you can double click on each different name. I think that I put together some text here for writer. I really like the fact that you could write the definition of what your dream job is. So in this case, let's say that I'm looking for a job as a writer. So you can write here a little bit more about what the actual position is. Now, ignore the text here. That's just something that I got, I think, from Wikipedia. So make sure that you go ahead and use something that is most appropriate for whatever you want. But, that's another fantastic way in which you can add a little bit more of information for your LinkedIn profile. Again, what I would suggest, if you decide to use multiple text, you can easily look at what sort of font is being used. So for example, if we double click here, we can see that the font is Minion 3. So what I will suggest is then to go back and restyle the other text that you used before with the same. So in this case, I will perhaps change everything to Minion 3, if we can find it. Here it is, just to make sure that, again, we do have that consistency once creating your design. So again, even if you use some of the text lookup that are already created for you, they're already created for you inside the text, I would then suggest to go ahead and make sure that everything looks consistent. And again, another good way to move elements together, as I say, is to use the Shift key and then select the different groups and then go ahead and group them. And if you can see, you can also group an item. So in this case, I group my handle with the little icons, and then I can go ahead and add the title as well and create another group. So we have different layers in the group, and that will allow you to reposition and move different areas together. So you can really easily move your different part of your text and your images at the same time. So that can be another idea. So all we have to do now is simply to click on download, start the download. Just make sure that you name it differently. So in this case, it's going to be version number 3, and select on save. And those are all ready to be downloaded and used. In fact, if I jump back into my desktop, we have our version number 1 ready to go, and I'm going to open the other 2 as well. So we have all these different versions ready to go, and we created like 3 different banner ideas in less than 30 minutes. But what happens if we want to change background? I know we have just 1 minute to go. All you have to do again is to select the background, click on replace, and head to our images. It will open up right away, and you can change your background to whatever you think is more appropriate for your background. Fantastic. I hope you guys enjoyed, and you're gonna use this technique in order to improve your LinkedIn profile. Talking about LinkedIn, I have a few courses in there, so if you have access to LinkedIn Learning, don't forget to type on my name, and there is more on Photoshop, InDesign, and Illustrator. But I look forward to see your background. I hope you enjoyed this session. Don't forget to stay tuned here at Adobe Live. There is so much more fun throughout the day. And again, if you haven't done so, make sure to head on max.adobe.com and register to the event of the year, the creative conference of the year. I hope you had a ton of fun. As usual, it's my pleasure to be here with you. Thank you, Sam, Norsh, Harry, Annika, for Dan. Thank you, everybody. Go ahead and create your LinkedIn banner, and I will see you very soon. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Bye.